What up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a grocery haul for you. I got Kroger delivered, got some Kroger deals to discuss with you. Went great, but most importantly, I have a massive meal prep that went down in the kitchen this past weekend to share with you. Now, here's the thing. I understand that not everybody likes meal prep because the idea of eating the exact same meal 5 days in a row may not be the most appealing. I totally get it. I actually agree. I am the type of person, like, I need variety. I'm a charcuterie board type girl, okay? I need to graze. I need to sample a little bit of everything. I love variety. However, when it comes to having meals already set up and taking one decision away from me during the week of what am I gonna eat today, it outweighs the negative impact of having to eat the same thing. Secondary, however, I try to buy ingredients that can overlap in different recipes. So then that way I get the convenience of the meal prep, but I can still get a little bit of variety and not feel like I'm eating the same thing. So that's what's happening in this video. I have 2 breakfast recipes that share similar ingredients, but have different vibes. They ended up being so good. I also make a high protein pasta salad. I made a crock-pot meal, so it was super easy to throw together. And based on the sides that you serve with it, it could really turn into different things. I also make some snack packs to set me up for the 4 o'clock hunger that always happens to me for whatever reason. I also go ahead and just prep some ingredients. So I make like rice, I make broccoli, I make cauliflower, whatever. And that way I can kind of piece together meals throughout the week and it won't feel like I meal prepped it, but it gives me the convenience factor when I'm rushing and need to get a quick lunch together. If you're new here, I've had some new people joining the crew. I'm super excited to have you. I do just want to share that I have some expectations from this friendship, okay? You joined the crew over here, you did me a solid, you clicked on the thumbnail and then you decided to subscribe. I have some expectations of you now. 1, I need you to be aware that chaos can be thrown in your direction at any time. 2, please expect that tangents are going to happen over here. I tend to go off course really quickly. We might be talking about groceries and all of a sudden I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me when I was a teenager, okay? Those are just some expectations I want to set up. I want to make sure this friendship is successful. If you haven't subscribed yet and chaos is your vibe, please be sure to subscribe. It rhymes and everything. So first I'm going to take you through the haul and then we'll get into the meal prep. I hope you enjoy. Kroger just came and dropped off our delivery. It was like 6:30 in the morning when they dropped it off. Just so amazing. We got some really great things today and it's going to be related to the meal prep that we're all going to be doing together. Some of them are just kind of random, but these potatoes, these little mini potatoes are turning out to be like our favorite things ever. Super easy to work with and they taste really good for potatoes. Like, I'm not a potato girl, but those are really good. Bananas, they're just always needed in this house. I pretty much grab them every time I grab groceries or go to Costco or whatever. One of the meal prep items that I want to make, because I just need like fast and easy lunch that has like some nutritional value to it. So I'm going to make some pasta salad and I'm going to go with kind of like an antipasto situation. So I grabbed some salami and pepperoni, and then I also grabbed some of these little mozzarella pearls. These were kind of expensive. It was like $5 for these, but I don't know. I just decided, let's spring for it. You know, let's get wild and spend $5 on cheese. Speaking of cheese, I also grabbed some cheese cubes and some cheddar blend. This was on sale for like $2, which if you know Tillamook, that's a very good price. So I don't have any specific purpose for it, but I'll end up figuring out how to use it in something. And then Colby Jack cheese cubes, those are for snack packs. I also grabbed some of this Chinese 5-spice blend. I do a lot of recipes that call for this, and I always have a hard time finding it. So I saw it on Kroger and I was like, I'm going to grab that. And one of the recipes we'll be making is actually going to be using that. I grabbed a red onion. This is to go in the pasta salad. Also for the pasta salad, this is my favorite seasoning mix. I use this to season meat and stuff in crock-pot meals, but you can also use it to make a really delicious dressing. There's ingredients right on the back. You just need vinegar, water, and then oil, like any salad oil. I usually use like an avocado. So we're going to use this to season and make a dressing for the pasta salad. I also grabbed a lot of broccoli. These are mostly for the kids, but some of it's going to go in the pasta salad. Baby carrots for the kids. Cucumbers are going to get diced up for the pasta salad and then also the snack packs. Over here, ground pork was on sale for $5 and it was buy one, get one free. I used this as my protein for the week. So we're gonna be making some breakfast quesadillas together today. And the second one, I'm gonna make like a char siu ground pork in the crock pot. So I'm super excited about that. I got bok choy to go with the ground pork. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm gonna go back like this, how large this bok choy is. Like, look at it in comparison to the broccoli. I was unaware bok choy was that large. I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with other stuff to use that for, because that's a lot of bok choy. I did not expect that. So it's exciting because I think it was like $2.50 or something. So good price. Everything you see here was $55, which I think is really good because I didn't really budget this time. Like, I wasn't really like thinking budget wise. I was thinking specific recipe, which usually for me, I do it the opposite. I usually think budget first, then recipe second. But this time I wanted to kind of do some more creative things. So we ended up here, $55 isn't that bad. And I'm going to fill it in with all of my other pantry items and stuff. And we're going to get meal prep in together. Okay, so if you've been here before, you know that one of my rules for myself is that as soon as I get my groceries, I immediately wash my produce. I try my very hardest never to put dirty produce in my fridge. It's just because it makes it way more likely that I'll actually use the produce because that step is already taken care of. Another thing I love to do is use my kitchen shears to cut up broccoli, cauliflower, and other vegetables. And don't worry, I always save the scraps to use in soups. But I took it a step too far here because I was trying to use it on the bok choy, and basically it turned out to be the opposite of efficient. So you'll end up seeing me cutting some of the bok choy with kitchen shears and then finally just switching over to the traditional cutting board and a knife.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing.
Everything that we meal prepped this week came out really, really good. I'll have all of the recipes in the description box. But you guys, this high protein pasta salad was definitely my favorite. I used the Banza pasta for this, which is a chickpea based pasta, and honestly, I could not tell the difference. Italian BMTs are my absolute favorite, so I made this pasta salad like its cousin. I used 2 of my favorite dressing packets, the Zesty Italian one, and followed the instructions on the side to make a dressing. And then I pretty much just went to town tossing in veggies we liked. So it had tomatoes, cucumber, onion, bell pepper. I can't think of broccoli. I ended up throwing broccoli in there. I also added some Asiago cheese. You could obviously just use Parmesan if that's what you have on hand. I used little mozzarella pearls, which were amazing. And I know this is going to sound so wrong. And I know I'm going to sound like one of those people on the TikToks. But I ended up adding cottage cheese. It added a little creaminess to the zesty dressing, and it just turned out so good. This is definitely something we'll be making again and again in the future.
My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but got her feet on the ground. I can't get enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smile, and there's nobody else for me. My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little alright. Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. Ha. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country.
Next up, I wanted to do something different, something that not everybody else has done a million times. So I ended up doing a one-pot char siu pork meal. For this, I ended up cooking the ground pork with onion, bell pepper, and garlic in a crock pot on high for 2 hours. Halfway through, I had mashed up the meat a little bit just to give it a chance to cook really evenly. And after the 2 hours was up, I drained off the grease and then added in the rest of the ingredients. It was the perfect blend of sweet and sour. I ended up serving it over rice, and as I mentioned, I'll have the recipe typed down below for you.
You know I want you close, maybe hold your hand a little while. Somehow I know you're gonna be the girl that I'll end up calling my own. We ride around in style, sleeves rolled up, glasses on, and then you make that smile and my heart starts racing when I'm with you. When I'm with you. Can't get enough of this, being with you is like never-ending sunshine. Feels like everything stops for a while when we look into each other's eyes. How could I ever let you go now when you're looking like that? Can't get enough of this, being with you is a never-ending sunshine. You got your high heels on, and I'm wearing my worn-out jeans. What could go wrong? Sipping on a beer, sing along to our favorite songs. All I want is you. You make my world spin round and round. Sometimes I don't know what to do, 'cause my heart starts racing when I'm with you. Can't get enough of this, being with you is like never-ending sunshine.
I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I get insanely hungry by like 4 p.m. every day, and we don't really eat dinner until after the kids go to sleep, so that's usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So I like to have little snack packs on hand filled with healthy ingredients. I've made these a variety of different ways before, but in this week's one, I ended up putting in some cheese cubes, some salami and pepperoni, some cucumber, and then some apple slices. If you want to keep your apples from browning, slice them up, stick them in very cold water with a little bit of honey, like a tablespoon or two, stir it all up and let it sit for 5-10 minutes, or if you're like me, half the time it turns into like 15 or 20 because I forget they exist. Rinse them with really cold water, and then they will not brown on you for a long time. Kid you not, I usually get like 3 to 4 days out of the sliced apples when I do it with that method. I know there's other ways to do it. I've seen people do it with like Sprite and kosher salt and all of that. But for me, honey is something we always have on hand. And I like the idea of if my apples are going to taste like something, it's honey that it ends up tasting like. There is something so satisfying about getting the containers all stacked up and knowing that I have like lunches and snacks ready to go. I also want to pop in and share with you guys the state of my kitchen, because when these meal preps go down, I don't want you to think that everything is perfect and hunky-dory, okay? I am clearly not a professional because I forgot to have the stabilization setting on my camera, so it's like super wobbly and I apologize. But basically, I'm just taking you through my kitchen. The biggest symptom when it comes to meal prep is obviously the amount of dishes that it causes, and you can see that there. Despite the amount of work that it causes, I just think meal prep is the best because it takes away the decision fatigue in the middle of the week as to what I'm going to eat. Breakfast is a category that I always find myself neglecting, so this week I was determined to fix that. I made 2 different prepped meals for breakfast, but they had ingredients that were overlapping, so it made it easier to throw it together, but it still gave us the variety to start our days. The first recipe was breakfast quesadillas. I ended up making my eggs in a Dash pancake maker. It's my favorite way to make little egg patties for breakfast, and I will have it linked down below. But you could do it like on a sheet pan and just cut them up into squares, or if you wanted to, you could just toss some scrambled eggs on there. I first spread out a little bit of cream cheese on a tortilla, then I added the egg, breakfast sausage, which I had made by combining ground pork with a little maple syrup and some seasonings, and then I sprinkled some cheese. I folded those in half and I cooked them in the air fryer. I think I did about 3 to 4 minutes per side at 400 degrees. These ended up turning out so good, and it was nice to have something a little bit different than a breakfast burrito. And these were really simple. We ended up putting a little bit of barbecue sauce on them because of the sweetness in the breakfast sausage, and they were really good.
You needed me like a cargo, you will carry me. I just hope you know my depth, even though it makes no sense. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lightning, don't wanna pick a fight with.
The second breakfast meal was really simple. It was just some roasted sweet potatoes. I roasted them with some avocado oil, paprika, a little bit of cinnamon, I want to say, salt and pepper, and just some random seasoning salt that I have from Trader Joe's. So I included the roasted sweet potatoes, some scrambled eggs, which I always cook with a little bit of milk and butter. I put in some cheddar cheese as well with the scrambled eggs, and then I topped it all off with the remaining breakfast sausage that I had made for the quesadillas. So I used half of the breakfast sausage for the quesadillas and half of the breakfast sausage for these breakfast power bowls, if you will. I then drizzled a little bit of Kinder's barbecue sauce on it. These were John's absolute favorite. He said that this is one of his favorite breakfast meals he's ever had. They were the perfect combination of sweet and savory because of the sweet potatoes, and they filled us up for hours and hours. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be adding to our breakfast meal prep going forward.
Seems so good, I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this mark? But baby, I'm the one who's breaking hearts, one who's breaking it.
All right, last up on the menu is a really easy honey lime barbecue chicken. I have made this for years, and it's a go-to anytime I want to have an extra protein in the fridge for the week. I use this for my kids, but also just to toss on rice or salad for a simple meal I don't have to think about. I love to double the recipe, so I'm doing that here, and I'm making some for the week, but I toss the other half in a freezer Ziploc bag for later. I have these awesome freezer bag holders that make it easy to dump ingredients in without making a total mess. I always label my Ziploc first with the name of the meal and the date. Once it's in the freezer, it can be really hard to tell what it is or remember when you put it there. But freezer meals are awesome, especially something simple like this, because I can just thaw it, toss it in the Crock-pot, and it's ready to go. We did it. And when I say we, yet again, I mean me, because you were not here helping me because you're not good friends. Just kidding. We have, I'm guessing 25 to 30 meals here. I'm pumped. I'd say altogether it took us probably about 4 hours. It was like a 2.5 hour session in the morning.
I would say 4 hours.
Yeah, 4.5 hours altogether, but we're like set up for the week. We have every category covered. I've got snack packs for us. I've got lunch with this pasta salad, and we can have like an actual salad on the side. High protein. It doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of protein in this. I also prepped a freezer meal of this honey lime chicken in the back, so it's marinated, ready to go, and I can just thaw it out, toss it in the crock pot, make dreams come true. I made a bunch of rice and also some broccoli. Kids and us can eat this. This char siu ground pork that I made, this is going on the menu frequently because this is so good, and I feel like it's so different, and it was in the crock pot, so it was like, didn't have to think about it.
Oh, I bet that would be good on sliders.
Yeah, that would probably be very good on. Yeah, that would be good. In the back, we prepped a bunch of chicken tenderloin. There's like 2.5 pounds of it. So between us and the kids, it's like a barbecue honey lime situation. It's actually the same as the one that I had freezer prepped. So we did that on a sheet pan you guys saw, and that's just good for us to toss on salads or to give to the kids. I'm really excited about breakfast because breakfast is one of the things that we're not that great at. Most of the time we end up just doing like an English muffin. We need some nutrition in the morning. So I made these like breakfast bowls. They have sweet potato, eggs, some breakfast sausage that I made by doing ground pork, maple syrup, cinnamon, and other spices, a little bit of cheese, and then I put some barbecue sauce on them. So we have 4 of those, so 2 per each of us. And then I also made these breakfast quesadillas. I'm super excited about these. We have 7 total of those. And yeah, that is it. That is everything we did tonight for this massive meal prep to set us up for the week. I am pumped. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I appreciate you clicking on that thumbnail and giving me a chance. I hope I delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on it. If I did, be sure to reward me with a thumbs up on the video, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye.